all this stuff. I was watching the Celtics last night. The Celtics remind me a lot of Phoenix. And traditionally constructed, big man, couple of good wings, point guard, a Marcus Smart, Chris Paul, not a scorer first, then a good wing scorer, Booker, Jason Tatum. Everybody coachable. Players are committed both ends. Mikal Bridges, going to give you both ends. DeAndre Ayton, both ends. Chris Paul, both ends. Former NBA players or coaches. Drafted and developed roster. Very strong regular season team. No load management here. They play hard every night. The question with Phoenix was, when you face a great player, Steph or Luka, will your guy, Devin Booker, step up? And the feeling was no. And that's what I feel with Boston. When they meet either Steph or Luka in the finals, because I think they're going to win here, will Jason Tatum be able to match him? And because when I look at Boston, I really see a lot of Phoenix. It's a traditionally drafted and developed team. That's the way it was before all this mobility stuff. You draft and develop. You're patient, 3 and 4 years. You may go and get a Chris Paul. You go and get like an Al Horford. You know, you get a veteran presence, a guy who can hit a shot. That's kind of what they are. Coachable, two-way players, played hard every night. We're the number 1, 2 teams in the NBA this year, Boston and Phoenix, in blowout wins. They're committed. The chemistry's great. They know what they are. It's been years they're playing together. And the only question is, when you meet that great player, does your guy rise to it? And Devin Booker felt like didn't quite Game 7. And Tatum did with Giannis. Will he do it with Steph if they get past Jimmy Butler? But it's team basketball. It's old school basketball. You know, you think all the time I like all the new stuff, but I've said this about the NBA. There are times when you watch these playoffs, it's basically who hits their three-pointers. It's not very nuanced. I see people on the internet trying to do analysis all the time. Dallas missed their threes. Golden State hit them. That's the game. Last night, Boston hit them. Miami missed them. You can talk about screens and pick and rolls and who hits their threes, who doesn't. Wins 90% of the games in the NBA now. So I do like players that are, kind of committed on both ends of the floor. I do like the traditional construct, the big, the wings, the non-scoring point guard. I like it. It's old school. It's 70s to 80s basketball. But they don't, this series, Dallas isn't as good as Golden State, and Miami's not as good as Boston. Their way out is the three-pointer. I think Boston can win it without being great from three. I think Golden State, the way they slash and cut, can win it without being great from three. That's the only way Dallas is going to do it. That's the only way Miami's going to do it. They got to hit shots, a lot of them, a lot of threes in bunches. The current uncertainty through the world is leading to huge, not big, huge losses on the financial markets. Gold and precious metals maintain their value over the long haul, providing you with stability and a hedge against out-of-control inflation and stock market risk. And there's both right now. The market correction's not going to stop. Our friends at Legacy Precious Metals are here to walk you through how gold can protect your wealth and secure your family's future. The experts at Legacy Precious Metals can advise you how to roll your existing retirement account into a gold IRA. They'll be able to explain why gold appreciates in value as the dollar depreciates and provide steps should you want to hold metals, gold and silver in your home. Many do. Legacy Precious Metals. Call them today. 866-674-HERD. 866-674-HERD. Also, download their free investor's guide. Great website. LegacyPMInvestments.com. LegacyPMInvestments.com. Don't leave retirement to chance. I don't know. I don't see it. I think Boston, unless Jimmy Butler wears a cape and is Superman, I don't think Miami can win another game in the series. I don't. So far, Butler scored 70 points in the series. The rest of the starters combined, 2 of them undrafted, have scored 74 points. Boston's got better talent, better shot creators, far more elite defenders. And, at one point, the Celtics went on a 17-0 run in a playoff game on the road. That's hard to do. And the minute the Celtics were healthy and equally rested, I said this in Game 1. Game 1s are tricky in a playoff series. be careful about making definitive opinions because Miami had 3 more days rest. Miami was healthier. Also, the Celtics came off a very grueling physical series against a big, strong veteran team in Milwaukee. Now they're equally rested. Ran them off the floor. I also think Boston's big 3 of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart, they're smart guys. They've been in this league now 4 and 5 years. They get it. They have to win this series. Nobody thinks Miami's great. Everybody knows there's a reason. Your FanDuels, there's a reason. Vegas, Boston's going to win this series. Almost everybody picked Boston for a reason, even though Miami was the number 1 seed. Boston's better. They got better players. In 7 of the 8 quarters, Boston's been the better team. And then they had 1 disaster quarter. But it looked like last night, equally rested and healthy. It wasn't that close. Miami does have a chance to win this series. And it's the same chance Dallas has. They got to hit a ton of threes. And the three-point shot is the great equalizer in basketball. Sometimes the best team does not win a game and sometimes a series. It is the great equalizer. And Miami was a very good three-point shooting team in the regular season. For whatever reasons, they're not shooting the 3 ball that well in the playoffs. So that's bad news for the Heat because it's their way to win. So far, we've watched some playoff games, right? It feels like to me the Celtics and the Warriors are the 2 best teams left. The Celtics, great coach, great culture, easily the best roster of defensive players. Tatum can defend. Marcus Smart's fantastic. Jaylen Brown's athletic and twitchy. Robert Williams. That's the best defensive team in the league. And over in the West, Golden State feels like the best offensive team. Steph and Clay, Jordan Poole. I was talking to the staff this morning. You know, in 10 or 15 years, Golden State on paper will look way better than they are now because we're going to look up if they win the championship and go, Andrew Wiggins was their 4th best player? And some nights it feels like that. I mean, he took Luka, discombobulated Luka, the great young talent in basketball. So the thing you have to worry about if you're the Warriors who completely dismantled Luka and the Mavericks, and what you have to worry about with the Celtics is the same thing. Those teams both know they're better. Golden State knows they got far more good players than Dallas. They know it. And Boston knows they're a lot more talented than Miami. And both now have blowout wins. So the key is for Boston and Golden State. Can you bring the intensity? Don't get overconfident. Because I've said this, there's an old bet in college football. The last 10 times teams have met in a bowl game after playing in the regular season, 8 out of the 10 times the team that lost in the regular season wins the bowl game. 9 out of 10, they win or they cover the spread. Why? It's hard to convince young athletes after you crush somebody that those guys can compete with you. So I think the Warriors in Boston are going to win this series. I think they face the same issue. The coaches have to convince the players, hey, these guys, they get hot. It's a different series. Marcus Smart, after last night's great performance.
We can't let them out hustle us, beat us to loose balls, offensive rebounds where they killed us, and transition and turnover. So we cut those down, and, our defense do what it does. So we just wanted to come in and beat a harder playing team tonight, and I think we did that.
Okay, well, many of you have been telling me that you think I've gone soft since I've come to California. Colin, you're not from California. Yeah, either is Matt Stafford or Sean McVay or Aaron Donald or LeBron James or Paul George or Lincoln Riley. Los Angeles is for the dreamers, the ascenders, the willful, the aspirational. Lots of people come to Los Angeles because they want to take a big swing, and they can be joined by the smartest entertainers and the greatest athletes. I am not from California, but I do love the community in which I live. Joy's not from here either, but there's a lot to like, and one of the things I like is they take big swings out here. People take big swings. So USC announced yesterday they got a commitment from the best college football receiver, Jordan Addison. That goes along with stealing the best coach in college football offensively in Lincoln Riley, and they also stole the best quarterback from Oklahoma, Caleb Williams. 3 best transfers so far in the transfer portal have been Lincoln Riley, Jordan Addison, and Caleb Williams, and USC got all three. I always roll my eyes at college fans. Occasionally, a great program like Kentucky, a great program like Arizona will be down. They'll make a bad hire. You see it in college football all the time. A great program. Notre Dame was down for years. Alabama was a mess. Florida was a toilet for a while. And once they get the right coach, they always rebound quickly. Let me give you 4 examples. Oklahoma with John Blake was a disaster. Bob Stoops got the job. Next year, 7-5. Next year, national champs. Urban Meyer took over for Ron Zook, who ended up at one point working in a bank. Urban Meyer, 9-3 to 13-1, won a national title. Remember what a joke Bama was with Mike Shula? Saban took it over 7-6, then 12-2. Brady Hoke to Jim Harbaugh. We thought Michigan was dead. There were empty seats everywhere. Nobody went to the games. 10-3 overnight.